and welcome to Shanghai Eye. I'm Chen Xuan.
Hi, I'm Timothy Pope. This year marks the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and Finland. Jussi Herlin is vice chair of the board at KONE, one of the largest Finnish businesses. They make elevators. He paid a visit in April to the group's subsidiary in Huzhou in Zhejiang Province. Let's take a look at what came out of that visit.
There are approximately 10 million elevators in China. That's 140 people per elevator. Figures on exactly how often an average person rides an elevator in China are fuzzy. But the country is without doubt the world's largest market for the vertical transport. Foreign invested firms take up 70% of the market share here. But I'm curious to know if the shifts in China's property market are bringing an impact to this segment. And what about a foreign investment interest at this moment? The 70% market share is mainly dominated by the Big Four in the global elevator market. This tower is a very typical setup for an elevator manufacturing facility. One of them, KONE, also one of the largest Finnish businesses in China. Its equipment now serves half of the 10 tallest buildings on the Chinese mainland. Even a launch site of China's space program uses its equipment.
China is the largest market in our global footprint.
He's now the vice chair of the board of the firm that makes the elevators.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. In one way, you could say that China is the fitness coach for the rest of our business.
Herlin told me so when I was visiting the group's subsidiary in Huzhou in Zhejiang Province. China's hub for elevator manufacturing.
This was in 2017, my father shaking hands with President Xi, and then the other picture is 2015, where, well, the same two men are meeting, and then the President of Finland is actually present in both of those pictures as well.
Our conversation started with the family's long history with China, and the company's not here just for emotion links. It's doing serious business.
It's more than a fifth of our revenue. In here, everything happens faster. We have to be successful in China to be successful elsewhere in the world.
Zhang Zhixuan spoke to the KONE CEO and found out more about the firm's growth and future strategy in China amid this changing global situation.
Mr. Herlin, great to have you with us.
Thank you.
How long has it been since your last visit to China?
Actually, in the last 2 years, this is my 6th visit to China. The previous time I was here was just last fall when I was part of the delegation for the President of the Republic of Finland.
Why so frequent?
When it comes to China, it's important to be here often to understand the speed of the change that is happening here in China, because everything happens a little bit faster here in China than elsewhere in the world. This is true also for our industry, so it's really important to come here often to understand the pace of the change. Even in a changing world, I think what there is constant is that we maintain good relations. Companies who are not being here are missing out. They're missing the train or the EV or the spaceship. So it's important to be here to understand how quickly things can change and how quickly development can happen.
Which sectors witnessed the fastest growth during the past few years? Any shifts recently?
The biggest shift at the moment is that we are seeing the dynamic in the market changing from rapid expansion to renovation, urban renewal, and quality uplift. And this, of course, is a big deal for our industry as well. We are seeing extremely fast growth in the modernization segment across all different building types. And this will be one of the keys and one of the drivers for growth also for the rest of the decade, we think. For the past 15 years, the demand in China was driven by new construction. And now, as China as a market is maturing somewhat, we are seeing a shift more towards services and modernization. This is something we are seeing globally as well. It is an extremely interesting market now that we are in this changing market dynamic, because in here the growth of the modernization and the service business are so fast that we are innovating very quickly on both of these businesses.
Recently, we've seen a shift in China's real estate market. Has it brought some changes or impact to your business here in China?
Yeah, of course, the market is changing and the market is always fluctuating, but what is important to know and to realize is that the modernization business is actually growing double digits in orders for 3 consecutive years already.
Is your presence in China because that China is your largest market, or you are also exporting them to overseas?
So in China, in Kunshan, we have the largest manufacturing facilities of all of KONE. And of course, the majority goes to the Chinese market, but we actually export from here to more than 100 countries, both elevators and escalators. And we have the biggest overseas R&D facility here in China as well, which of course then means that we export more and more of our most innovative products from here as well.
What do you think are the major opportunities and challenges for your developing the elevator and escalator business here in China?
So the major opportunity here in China, as well as elsewhere in the world, actually is digital. And specifically, when we talk about digital, one thing to mention is predictive maintenance. So with the help of predictive maintenance solutions, by leveraging big data and artificial intelligence, we can predict any elevator or escalator failures before they happen, so we can make our customers and the passengers' lives better, but then we could also make our own work much more productive. So this is still a huge opportunity that China here is driving full speed and that we're also driving elsewhere in the world. Maybe one challenge, which is also an opportunity, is sustainability. And one example is regenerative drive. This used to be as an option for mid and high-end products, but now we are making it as a standard feature in all of our products. And basically, a regen drive, you could compare it to like an EV. You know, when it brakes, it harnesses some of the energy that it can be then used later. So it's the same principle that when a full elevator is going down, then it'll brake and we will harness the energy from that braking, and then that can lead to up to 60% reduction in the energy need.
What about the supply chain? Are all of the components inside the products made in China?
So for our Chinese manufacturing sites, we're very happy and proud to say that we have 99% locally sourced components.
How do you see yourself developing a relationship with China?
And now we have the anniversary of 75 years of diplomatic relations between Finland and China. And Finland was actually among the first countries to establish diplomatic ties, bilateral ties with China. And there was a cultural delegation in 1953, which was also one of the first of its kind. And my great-grandfather was part of this cultural delegation. And one of the things that he brought home was silk from Huzhou, and white silk from Huzhou. And this white silk then later became my grandmother's wedding dress in the 1950s. And then my own first visit to China was in 1997 when I was a child. I came here on holiday with my parents and grandparents and my sisters. And so my personal relationship already is almost 3 decades as well. But maybe what I could say is that, or I could reiterate that Finland and China on the state level have always had warm and very well working bilateral relations, and this has also been true, I think, for businesses, for Finnish businesses in China and Chinese businesses in Finland. There has always been a very warm and good dialogue between them.
Are you planning for more investment here in China?
We are actually going to be unveiling new investments into the Greater Bay Area later this year. The local team will give more information at the right time, but we believe that this will further strengthen our competitiveness here in this market.
Mr. Herlin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for the possibility.
Well, Well, in today's Shanghai A to Z section, here's a guide to using JD.com. As one of China's largest e-commerce platforms, it offers millions of products and is known for its excellent delivery service. You can download the JD.com app or, for a quicker option, log in with its WeChat mini program. After completing the registration and login process, you need to add a shipping address, then start shopping. On the home page, tap the categories icon where you'll see main categories such as JD Supermarket, electronics, fashion and beauty, fresh food, healthcare, and more. Select a category based on what you're looking for. For example, if you want to buy clothes, tap on apparel and accessories. If you prefer not to browse by category, use the search bar. Tap the magnifying glass icon, type in what you're looking for, and hit search. Then scroll through the search results to see more products, along with details like sales volume and prices. If you find something you like, click Add to Cart. This saves the items in the cart, so you can review and finalize your purchase later. And when you want to complete the order, click on the cart icon to view the items you've added, and you have the option to deselect items in your cart if you decide not to buy those items or buy them at a later time. Confirm your order details, including the quantity and price, then hit Submit Order. You need to make the payment within 24 hours to avoid the order being cancelled. If you have a question for us, you can find us on the socials.
We'd love to hear from you, and you can find all our content online as well. And join us here on Dragon TV every weekday.
Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.
Bye-bye.